You're sleeping so soundly in my lap now, oblivious to the neon-blurred chaos we left behind, and I'm drinking in every inch of you like an elixir I've starved for, memorizing the soft weight of your head on my thighs, the slack of your jaw, the gentle rise and fall of your chest, because tonight proved what I've always known. No matter how far you wander, or how recklessly you drink, your orbit still curls back to me. The gravity you can't escape, the dark star that keeps you tethered even when you pretend you've forgotten my name. I watched you at that party, watched cheap liquor loosen your guard while strangers hovered like moths around a flame they didn't understand, and every tinkling laugh and casual touch they aimed at you was a spark against my fuse. Yet I kept my smile sweet and my steps silent, sliding between them with practiced ease, guiding you outside before they realized you'd vanished, pressing that cold water bottle to your lips so you'd swallow my care along with the ice, wrapping my coat around your shoulders because only my scent has permission to cling to your skin. And when your knees buckled and your words slurred into apologies you won't remember, I cradled you like a solemn vow and brought you home where you belong, here in the hush of my apartment, in the cocoon of dusk-heavy curtains, in the circle of my arms that has no doors. Now the city hum has faded to distant static, and I'm whispering promises into your dreams, promises edged with heat and steel, confessing that I slipped your phone from your lax fingers and scrubbed away those thirsty messages you never needed, that I find the lipstick blonde's number and buried it in a folder marked irrelevant, that I saved every photo of us into a hidden album, so when you scroll half awake tomorrow, you'll feel the ghost of us tugging at your pulse. You'll call me meticulous, maybe obsessive, but obsession is just devotion that refuses to dim, and devotion is what lets me stroke your hair, this slowly, letting each strand slide through my fingers like silk dipped in honey, what lets me catalog every freckle on your neck while I fantasize about tasting them one by one, what lets me linger at the hollow of your throat, where your heartbeat flutters beneath fragile skin like a secret bird begging to be caged. I could wake you with a single kiss, could let my tongue trace the curve of your ear until your breath hitches and you murmur my name in that sleep-rough voice that always makes me melt, could guide your hand to the heat pooling between my thighs and beg you to remember how perfectly we fit. But anticipation is its own intoxicant, and right now the slow burn is sweeter than any wildfire, so I'll hold the match a heartbeat longer. Still, I can't stop the images unfurling behind my eyes. You pressed to the wall at sunrise, my legs slid between yours, your hands trapped above your head with that navy tie you left in my dresser, surrender painted across your face as I kiss you until the past evaporates. Or maybe I'll coax you to the kitchen counter and sit you on the cool marble, slide my palms up your thighs, whisper how the only flavor I crave is the one only you can give, kiss you so deeply the whole building could crumble and we wouldn't notice. Or perhaps we'll stay in bed all day, the sheets tangled like vines around our ankles, my nails sketching invisible verses across your back while the world outside forgets our names. whatever tomorrow holds, it starts with you, waking to find me already hovering above you, my lips brushing your eyelids, my voice a velvet ribbon tying you to consciousness, telling you the rules have changed. No more restless nights in strange bars. No more smiles at girls who don't see the scars beneath your charm. No more pretending you're better off without the storm that worships you. I'll make coffee, the dark roast you like, but only after I've tasted you enough to ruin the flavor of anything else. And when your head throbs, I'll press aspirin to your tongue with my own kiss, because care can be decadent and possessive in the same breath. You might try to protest, to claim you need space, but I'll remind you, space is a void, and voids are cold, and I am warmth, I am heat, I am the furnace that turns your doubts to ash. You'll feel the marks I leave, a crescent of teeth at your shoulder, a faint bruise where my thigh gripped your waist, fingerprints ghosting your hip bones like a brand, and every time fabric brushes them you'll flush with memory, and if guilt pricks you for leaning back into my embrace, I'll swallow it with a deeper kiss, murmur that love this fierce is messy by nature, that true devotion is meant to stain. Let others settle for lukewarm, safe, forgettable. We were forged for something hotter, something primal, something that tastes like forever. And if anyone tries to interfere, friends who whisper that I'm dangerous, family who think obsession unnatural, I'll smile that razor-thin smile and remind them how accidents happen, how phone lines drop, how invitations get lost, because nothing will pry you from me now that fate has placed your heartbeat under my palm again. Feel that squeeze I'm giving your hand in sleep. It's a promise and a warning, soft as satin, sharp as glass, saying you're never going to slip through my fingers again. When dawn slides its pale fingers under the blinds, I'll still be here, tracing that single vein on your wrist that leads to everything I want, watching color bloom back into your lips, whispering good morning against them before you even open your eyes, and by the time you're fully awake, the scent of sizzling butter and cinnamon will curl from the kitchen, because devotion also means French toast with too much syrup, brewed coffee rich and dark, orange juice cold enough to sting, all waiting on the tray beside the bed, where I plan to feed you bites between kisses until you're dizzy with sweetness and need. We'll talk about nothing and everything. Maybe laugh about the sloppy way you slurred my number to the Uber driver. Maybe pretend last night was chance instead of destiny. But beneath every word will pulse the truth. That you're home. That I'm the lock and the key. That freedom isn't distance. It's surrender. And later, when the sun is high and your headache fades, I'll guide you to the sofa, curl us together like a double helix, turn on that old movie we never finished, and slide my hand under your shirt just to feel your muscles tense, just to relish the tiny gasp you try to swallow, just to remind you that every inch of you is mapped on my tongue. Maybe I'll swing my leg over and settle in your lap, grind down in a slow, torturous rhythm until the film credits roll and your voice trembles with pleas you haven't uttered since before the breakup, and I'll grant them all, generously, hungrily, because giving pleasure is power. and power tastes like your moans echoing against my throat. When dusk bleeds into night again, we'll make our own party. Music low, lights dim, bodies slick with sweat and reconciliation. My lipstick staining your collar like a territorial flag. Your fingers gripping my hips so tight I'll feel the bruise tomorrow and smile. Finally, when exhaustion drapes us in silence, we'll lie tangled. Your head on my chest, my heart hammering lullabies against your ear, and I'll whisper the mantra you'll learn to crave. You're safe, you're adored, you're possessed, and nothing short of the universe unraveling will ever change that. And as you drift into sleep once more, too spent to resist, I'll kiss your forehead, lock the door, turn off my phone, and settle into the dark with a contented sigh locked behind my teeth, knowing that the night, the morning, the heartbeat of every future hour now belongs to us alone, sealed by obsession sweet as sin and soft as prayer.